My favorite memory is going on field trips.
My favorite memory was when we had school dances.
My favorite memory of Sugar Bush was when we went to the movies.
My favorite memory was when I met Nadia in kindergarten.
My favorite Sugar Bush memory was going to the dairy farm, having pajama days and gum days.
One of my memories that I had was probably in first grade. I used to get candy from Miss B all the time. It was really nice.
My favorite memory was playing with the kindergartners and building forts with the kindergartners.
My favorite memory was last year when 3rd and 4th grade all went to the football field and had to chill.
My favorite memory is gym and music.
My favorite Sugar Bush memory would have to be when the whole school had a dance party.
My favorite memory was when we were in 3rd grade and we went to the movie theaters for the last day of school.
One of my favorite memories was earlier in the year. We were doing math, and I answered a question, and Mrs. Hines said it was wrong, but it was actually correct. And Alex said, "Oh my God," and it was just so ironic and hilarious. I couldn't help laughing. Another one of my favorite memories was on my first day of kindergarten. I got on the wrong bus, and I almost went to a different school, but I saved me and my sister by telling the bus driver that we needed to go to Sugar Bush Elementary School.
My favorite Sugar Bush memory is when me and Allison did the talent show in 3rd grade.
My favorite memory from Sugar Bush is all my friends.
My favorite memory was the year that I got 803 on the mile.
I really like gym and music.
My favorite memory was when all of us went outside for gym and we played soccer.
My favorite memory at Sugar Bush was being a big bulldog and helping kids when they were sad.
One of my memories was when I broke my leg and I had to use a wheelchair because I couldn't walk.
My favorite memory was last year's talent show because I got to throw a lot of confetti.
My favorite Sugar Bush memory was meeting new friends. I almost like the playground and all the students.
All the classrooms, because all of them had really good stuff in them, fun things to do.
I will miss a lot of the great teachers that helped us learn.
I'm going to miss building snow forts in the winter. It's quite fun, and everyone's rolling snowballs, and it's quite fun to make the snowmen too.
Or I'll miss all the favorite teachers, having fun with them.
What I'm going to miss about Sugar Bush is the teachers, the building, and the kindergartners.
I will really miss a lot of things about Sugar Bush, including like the staff and the children.
Probably the playground.
I will miss the teachers, the school, and the staff.
I will miss all the teachers.
I will miss being able to memorize every single kid in the school's name.
I will miss my teachers and my friends.
I will miss the playground and the whole school.
I'll miss my really annoying bus.
I would probably miss when I'm walking down the hall and I see some kindergartners coming up to me and come and hug me.
I will miss having a giant playground.
I will miss the great teachers.
I will miss playing with quarters and roller skating. Something I'll miss at Sugarbush is being able to have recess and like seeing all the teachers and not being so busy.
I will miss the teachers.
I will miss all the nice teachers and everybody there.
My favorite Sugarbush teacher was Miss Slater.
My favorite teacher was Miss Slater.
My two favorite teachers were Mrs. B and Mrs. Seimer.
My favorite teacher was Mr. Gill and Mrs. Hind. Mrs. Hind, one of them is because she always did brain breaks with us. Like if we were like working really hard, she would say like, let's do a brain break. And if we weren't listening very well. And then Mr. Gill, because he always taught us to be active.
Mrs. B was my favorite Sugarbush teacher.
My favorite teacher was Mrs. Bressler.
I would have to say Mrs. B because Mrs. B and Mrs. Hind, they had to be tied because Mrs. B and me always talked about horses. And we always had that relation when Mrs. Hind has always helped me with problems, and she's a really funny teacher.
My favorite teacher was Miss Seimer because she let our class have no homework for 2 months.
My favorite teachers were Miss Hine and Mr. Gill and Miss Thompson.
I loved them all because they were all really nice.
My favorite teacher was Mr. Shelmer.
My favorite teachers are, I have two of them, and they are Miss Slater and Miss Hind.
My favorite teacher is Mrs. B.
Mrs. Teasdale was my favorite teacher.
I liked all of my teachers. All of the teachers were my favorite. There is no deciding.
Miss B, I really liked her. She was super nice and she helped me learn how to read and write.
I really like Mrs. Hoover and Mrs. Fleece. They're some of my favorite teachers. They've always been really nice to me.
I like Mr. Schomer, the gym teacher, because he was always so nice to me and encouraged me to keep going.
My favorite teacher is Miss Hind.
My favorite teacher is Mrs. Hind.